You know that feeling when you're learning a new language and it seems like the secret to real fluency is, well, locked away somewhere? In this explainer, we're going to show you how a really powerful four-step method was hiding in plain sight, right inside a simple practice video. We're going to break down how it can take you from just understanding a language to actually speaking it. Okay, let's just dive right in with a question that I'm sure hits home for so many of us. You can watch movies, you can read articles, you pretty much get what's going on in a conversation. But then when it's your turn to talk, your brain just kind of freezes up. So why is there this huge gap between understanding and speaking? That's the exact gap we're going to build a bridge across today. So here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll name the problem, the fluency plateau. Then we'll get into the solution, a four-part practice loop. We'll look at its two main phases, absorb and understand, and then speak and refine. And finally, we'll cover the one simple rule that makes the whole thing work. All right, first up, the fluency plateau. You can think of this as that really frustrating place where you understand so much, but when you open your mouth to talk, the words they don't come out. You feel completely stuck, like you're just treading water, even though you know you're still learning. And here's the kicker. The problem isn't that you don't know enough. The real issue is turning that knowledge into the skill of speaking. The solution is to stop being just a passive listener and to start an active, structured practice routine. And that brings us to the heart of it all, a simple but honestly brilliant four-part practice loop. The best way to think about this is like a workout for your brain, designed specifically to train the muscles you need to actually speak a new language. And here it is, the entire system. Just look at how it flows. It's split into two perfect halves. It starts with input. You listen to a conversation, then you learn the key vocabulary. Then it flips to output. You answer questions out loud, and then you practice your pronunciation. It's a complete cycle designed to get you talking. So let's break down that first phase, absorb and understand. This is all about building your foundation. And it's not just passively hearing things. It's about active input. You're gathering the raw materials you're going to need to start speaking. Step one is super simple. Just listen. Find a real conversation and don't stress about catching every single word. The goal here is just to get the big picture, the context, the flow, the overall meaning. So, for example, the conversation in the source video starts with this really simple, relatable problem. Alex says he needs to make a cake, but he's run out of sugar. You hear that and you immediately get the situation. That's it. That's the whole goal of this first step. Okay, next up, you zoom in. Step two is where you take that conversation you just heard and you pull out the most useful words and phrases. You isolate them so you can really understand what they mean and how they're used in that specific context. And this is why it works so well. It's so clear. The phrase ran out of is taken directly from the dialogue and then it's defined very simply. That direct link between the new word and the story you just heard, that's what makes it stick in your brain. All right, you've absorbed the information. Now it's time to actually use it. We're moving into the second phase, the output phase. This is where you turn all that passive knowledge into a real active skill. This is where you actually start talking. Step three is the real bridge. It's an interactive practice where you listen to questions about the dialogue and you have to answer them out loud. This forces your brain to actively go find that information and then build a sentence with it. So you'd hear a direct question, just like this one. What did Alex run out of? Now it's simple, yeah, but it makes you actively search your memory for the answer. And then you actually say the answer out loud. Sugar. He ran out of sugar. That simple act of speaking is what solidifies the connection in your brain. This whole call and response thing is a fantastic, low-pressure way to start building the habit of speaking. The final step in our loop is called shadowing. You can think of it like karaoke for language learning, just without the music. You listen to a native speaker and you mimic them, trying to match their pronunciation, their rhythm, and their intonation as perfectly as you can. You're literally training your mouth to make the right sounds. So as you can see from the instruction here, you're not just repeating words like a robot. You're trying to copy the music of the language. When the speaker says, "This is convenient," you say it too, copying the way their voice rises and falls. This builds crucial muscle memory for speaking. So we have this awesome four-step loop, but there's one last absolutely crucial piece that makes the whole thing go. It's the engine that drives the entire system forward. And honestly, it's the simplest secret of all. And there it is. The source material says it perfectly. You can't just do this loop once and expect magic to happen. The real key, the secret ingredient that makes it all work, is repetition. So, what does that actually look like? Well, the recommendation is to run through this entire loop every single day. Your goal is to get to the point where you can answer those questions instantly without even thinking about it. And here's the really motivating part. They say you can see a real, noticeable improvement in just 1 week if you stick with it. So there you have it, a simple, practical, and really actionable plan to finally bridge that gap between understanding and speaking. This isn't just theory, it's a proven workout you can start right now. Which brings me to my final question for you. Which one of these steps are you going to try first?